Hey there, imaginary friends. There are different schools of Kung Fu, and I imagine also of... Okay, let's wait for 10ish seconds more, just in case. I wanted to make things clean, but I guess I will not be able to. So I'm guessing there is meta also for shit showling, and I guess it would be to do it while it's fresh, so that's why we are here now. I don't know what happened with the community council, and World of Warcraft employees say they read the forums, though there is an opinion that they especially do not read the European one. And if you were to go to EU forums, to the battleground section, you would see a plethora of forum posts, threads about pre-mades in leveling battlegrounds. I skimmed over it a bit, didn't go too deep, couldn't and wouldn't. But if you do go there, decide to invest your time and nerves into doing that, you will see that apparently the thing is that I saw only alliance ones, but go and check. So the thing is alliance pre-mades in leveling brackets. So not only one. The one I am in, I didn't really understand, but also I did understand that it's not the priority. But what about the rest of them? So it seems, I think one of the topics, let's say, contained the word plague, and I guess it is a way to describe it. So okay, my train of thought is gone, but it doesn't matter. I said the main thing. So I mean, comments about Dragonflight are mostly positive, which is fine, but there is this other side that gets neglected. Fortunately, it seems that WoW doesn't get any more new players, otherwise I would be concerned, but I am still concerned about the old players, and this isn't good. Now there is also that thing of percentages, how many people this, how many people that, but this isn't good either way. So let me see if I can get back on track. I guess not. I guess I'll have to do this the hard way, by beating around the bush. The point is, I guess the 70s go into, I guess the biggest problem is the 60s bracket. It's the pre-mades, and I have been talking for a long time that pre-mates versus pugs make no sense. I don't know who is behind that decision, but somebody should go and check those forum posts. The numbers are overwhelming, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. You know, most people will just move on. They will be dissatisfied, but they will move on, and the rare ones go and complain, and there's a lot of people there, so you do the math. So that's one of the brackets. So the issue there would be, and I would understand that they neglect, the free-to-play bracket, but it seems that all the brackets are in serious problem. And like I said, the problem of the 60s is that the scaling is very bad, and the 70s are way too overpowered. But there's similar issues in other leveling brackets, and it seems that some alliance players like making pre-mates and going versus pugs, and some of the comments were like apparently there's this Drenai guy, I forgot the name, that goes into every post, every thread, and comments that it's not important. And that's a common thing, because they will go into forums and try to downplay things, and it's the same guy. And somebody, I'm not gonna beat around the bush here, somebody called him a loser, and he said, I guess, post some images to prove that he's a winner, and somebody didn't really accept that as a valid argument. I'm guessing he posted some winning screenshots. We'll go into game soon, excuse me for a moment. Strange, really. I want. Okay, that wasn't good. That wasn't good. Okay, just like Blizzard, let's just ignore it. So what I noticed that our dear friend, because I'm guessing that's the same person with his storm scale toons, Muir and Roadrunner, if you wanna I'm not gonna spell it again, you can check the previous live stream on this playlist. You have a screenshot there and the spelling there, so same guy is still there. I'm guessing he does pre-mates, maybe even full ones, and he still has that debuff. Maybe I was wrong about how to obtain it and things, but the debuff goes from 5 minutes to 4 minutes, and I haven't seen it in any less of amount. I don't know what he does, relogs or what, but that debuff stays. and he of course leaves at the end of the battleground. Again, I joined some battleground and people were commenting on it and leaving. At first I didn't notice, but later on I did. And it has been said, you know, a broken class with broken gear, with you know, pre-made. I really don't know who made the decision about the pre-mades, and I mean, in Overwatch it's not the case. And I think the last stream I thought there's some chance of things being turned around, but I guess not. Gear is the same, I guess for the better, because the main thing here are those Warlords of Draenor epics, and they weren't touched at all. So that is the main issue, as not the main, but one of the big issues. And Brian Holinka, let's name names here, was in charge, I think it was WOD, when they had that pruning and I forgot the word, doesn't matter, when they made everyone's item level in battlegrounds the same. It's not normalization, what is it? I mean, I understand, because he got a lot of bad feedback, he doesn't want to go into it again, but I think that's the only solution, if there is gonna be any kind of a solution, to normalize gear, but that doesn't seem to be possible. Normalize player power in battlegrounds, and eventually they will have to do some pruning again. Okay, everything's out of the window now. I wanted to be concise, but that's gone, so let's go step by step. I mentioned the main things, so now we boogie. So imagine being a new character, new guy in the game. That doesn't happen. How welcoming would that battleground experience be for you? What would you think? New kind of players, even old ones. I mean, that's one of the stereotypes, you know, old players like. I don't say this is, you know, the absolute truth, but this is an aspect. I'm shining light on some aspects. So during my playing of the game and, you know, consuming content, there are people that say they like classic because of its simplicity, and that they don't like these new professions. Now, just because I say that doesn't mean that I agree or disagree, though mostly I do agree. But okay, so I wanted to do some battlegrounds. First thing I needed to do was to check my gear in my bank, because gear changed. Then of course UI. Now I think the changes are good, and I like the changes, and I like messing with it, and I'm glad that you can now report people of the opposing faction by right clicking on their portrait. And I see the flag carrier frames are back too, which is also nice. The thing that you can now move things from the, you know, right corner of the screen is also nice. They forgot that RBG dungeon finder icon, that I guess it's hard coded in the engine, although it's added in this expansion. And minimap is minimap, it's not mini at all, it's not resizable still, and you just know when if they do that, they are not gonna make it separate from the clock and the calendar. Now that mini menu down there, I have it all keybound, but I can't keybind clock and calendar. So, you know, fun times. So you gotta set up UI, then you gotta, you know, see about the spells, keybinds. Then you need to go into the talent forest, go to school. Now, like I said, I think that new talents are good, they are better, but I prefer the simplicity of the old ones. But I guess if you spend enough time, you know, you're gonna figure out you know what you want and what you can do without. And then you go into battleground to be graveyard farmed by a full pre-made. Enjoy, have fun. Now imagine how many, like I said, I understand them not caring about the free-to-plays. Speaking of which, a year ago, Final Fantasy XIV released commercials for free-to-play model. So Final Fantasy XIV had commercials 1 year ago for free-to-play model. And here we are standing, and I think the idea was probably hijacked, in front of something that was supposed to be a fun item, and it's full battle pass. Be subbed for a year and get a transmog set. Now, I think that will keep some people around, maybe even bring some people back, but not too many, I would guess. Swipe right for the tender. I mean, the place is nice, that birds chirping are nice. Let's go into game a bit. I wanna show you something. Okay, let's see if the bird is gonna move. If you get too close, it's gonna move. I wanna... Okay, we'll be 5 minutes there. By the way, I have... This doesn't save. It will always be... Let me show you. I have it set up right. It always go the opposite. If I put it up, it will always be down. This is how I want it to be. But nope. Yeah, by the way, I have all the...
What are we without the sky?
All the... my... Yeah, let's... Yeah, I guess I have put down the Blingtron for my fellow players to feast on. And you know, I like the logo. I would suggest they make a tabard out of it, a nice one, proper one, and I think this is basically, I guess you can pass through here also, a nice idea, but I think somebody had to go overboard with the 1 year thing. If they just kept it like this, it would be borderline, but it would be okay. And like this, no. We're gonna move, but what I wanted to show you is that the elevator is bugged. You're gonna see now how. I don't know if it's reported. I more and more am of the position, you know, not my job. So you see, I'm not gonna do anything now, but you're gonna see when I get off. That's not lag, that's not internet, that's not my bad stream. Watch. See? Okay, now I have to see where we're gonna go. Yeah. There are new nice things. I'm gonna mention those as well. But okay, don't go any close. I guess we're gonna go back at the same spot. Let's go into Das ist Walter position. Maybe like this. Okay, it's not good, but not that bad either, I guess. I hope it's not too triggering. I really can't find a better. I don't want to go into that. So let's not sound, not to quote the fall of the House of Usher. Yeah, Tabad I didn't check. I'm guessing Ogrimat Tabad is still the same like the garrison one. So okay, let's try to finish this. So, you know, when they say toxic negativity, that's a trap. It's controlling the narrative. It's, you know, totalitarian thing. You know, our great leader is perfect. You know, how dare you critique the great one? You know, Ministry of Truth and stuff. But you know, there are positive things, like I said, you know, the logo, the birds, you know, nice immersion and stuff. And you know, the transmog changes are nice. I guess for the people that play the end game content, that's also nice. And but the rest of it, it's neglected. Now, how they have the data, how that affects the rest of the game, I guess not too much, because, but you know, neglecting that many people, that's something not even private servers would do. Even they would do something after let's say month in this case, because that XP debuff abuse, that guy has been shitting on people, thousands of people, for a month. Can you imagine that? And you know, like paying customers, and you know, subscription, box cost, now this battle pass, token, shop. I mean, a bit much, huh? And still that money is not being invested in game. Now I understand that maybe for example, when speaking of totalitarian, when Second World War, when Russia or Soviet Union went into war, I mean, you know what I'm saying, I don't wanna go into that. So when they started, you know, with the communist ideology, and there are people, I guess, that will, you know, for communism, for Shadowlands, but not that many it seemed. So they started, you know, using all the, you know, Tsarist Russia stuff to hype more people up, and it worked. What I wanna say is that I guess it's hard to motivate people, you know, for Bobby's yacht, you know, work harder. Harder we work, more we profit. The more we profit. And Bobby is doing, you know, a great thing for him. What was it, you know, $400,000 did he buy Blizzard? And he's had, you know, 100 times more just for him for bonuses a year. He did a great job. So from his perspective, he's right. But from player perspective, it's bad. And like I said, until now I had some hope, now not that much. And I wanna say a bunch of things, but strange really, I wanted to do it while it's fresh, but I totally forgot everything. And yeah, let's, now that I remembered about the player count, I don't know about, all I see is Orgrimmar. I don't go out much. And I was on I mean, as you might have noticed, okay, you couldn't, but I don't have trade chat on because it's full of profession gear boosters. And the screenshots I made so far were from the high population realm, where, you know, those are rare. So what's my point? That some guy came the other day and he said something like, is this place dead? You know, Orgrimmar is empty. And they said, you know, no, well, Draken is full, that's where everybody's at. And before they disable /who, I did /who, and there weren't even 25 people till, you know, level 69 on. Sure, it was working day, you know, bad, you know, during day, but still. And that's high population realm. And it was a bad argument because Kazakh, you go from smaller realm to Orgrimmar, sometimes it's just full of Kazakh people. So Kazakh Orgrimmar is full. Full realms are mostly full. Ragnaros says it's full, but I would say it's high. And high realms now are dead realms. My math might be wrong, but that's my experience. Maybe, I don't know, Waldraken is full, but that's the rest of the world is dead on high population realm, that one in particular. So that's one other thing. And since I forgot everything I wanted to say, yeah, I made those bad UIs. It's just work in progress. So if anyone uses, high scale, that's starting point. It's a mess, but mess you can work around. I put Patreon on just to clear my conscience. I barely get any views and likes, so getting any money, it's very doubtful. I don't expect it, but here it is. I didn't put any effort in it either. And about my announced outro streams, I wanted to get this out, not to be a problem, and I wanted to connect two things into one stream, and I really can't gather my thoughts, and I'm probably just gonna do it at some point to get it over with. And let's see if I can think of something else. I really can't. I guess this is why people write scripts. Let's chill here for a while. Not that it's interesting or anything. Yeah, I noticed on let's say Shadow Priest, that talent in the shadow part, it doesn't glow when it's not on the action bar. That I've somebody that doesn't know would probably not notice. Also the talents, I think people were against pruning, but I think there are too many spells. How many spell do you really need? One, that action bar is what, 9-10 of those squares. So I don't know, let's say 7 for defense, 7 for offense, 7 for utility, and I don't know, 7 extra. Okay, that's, let's say, those 3 bars. There are too many stuff in WoW. They really need to, what they are gonna do, and if they're gonna do anything, and how this is gonna play out. I have no clue, but I watched some video recently about fellow content creator moving on, and I'm gonna try to distance myself too. And I updated Fortnite the other day. There was a big update, but it seemed that Fortnite runs a lot smoother now and is more compact, so that's good for them. Yeah. I think I talked enough.
See you soon. Real soon.